welcome to another video. This is a video I'm really excited about. Today is the start of the literature festival in my town where I live, and oh, I'm so excited because I have 2 events I'm going to today. I've only booked like 3 events overall, but 2 of them are today, and yeah, I'm gonna take you with me. I'll give you some information about what I'm doing today, where I'm going, what I'm seeing. So my first event is called Sinister Secrets, and this is where it says, join dark academia writer, now I think this is how you say her name, Faridah, Àbíké-Íyímídé. That's how I've heard someone else say it, but we'll find out today, actually. So she's the author of Ace of Spades, which I read about a month ago and loved, so I'm so excited about that. Gorgeously twisted modern fairy tale writer Krystal Sutherland. Now she wrote House of Hollow, so that's exciting. I've heard lots about her. And supernatural thriller writer Rosie Talbot, who wrote 16 Souls, which is a book that is on my TBR. I just haven't read it yet, so maybe I finally will. So yeah, as they discuss the buried secrets, revenge and pacey plots that make for perfectly gripping YA Halloween reads. That's so exciting. I'm so excited. Now I also really wanted to see Bob Mortimer. He was talking about his new book, The Avocado Hotel. I read The Satsuma Complex a couple of months ago, and I'm not really going for that reason, to be honest. I wanted to go because he's like one of my favourite comedians, so, you know. Anyway, that event sold out before it even went on general sale, which was really sad. And I was kind of really annoyed about that because I really thought they were going to save tickets for the general sale. But they didn't, so never mind. However, I found out only a couple of days ago that he's actually doing another event where he's interviewing Richard Awardi, another comedian, British comedian if you didn't know. He's in the IT crowd, that Bob Mortimer is interviewing him. So I'm going to see that. I've got tickets for that. And this sounds really interesting actually. This says, Richard Awardi's new book is a quest to rescue Harold Hughes, the mythical mid-century playwright, from obscurity. That is the microwave. Startled by his uncanny resemblance to the author's photo, Awardi began a heroic journey that takes us deep inside the most furious British writer since the Boer War. Chaired by comedian and author Bob Mortimer. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a busy day, and hopefully I can film some extra bits. Just the festival itself, there will be so many tents, so many stuff. So yeah, that is today. It is Monday now, and I have a bit of a book haul for you, which is exciting. I'm going to start with the one that I have actually already read. So obviously you saw, I explained to you where I was going and what I was doing, and so at the end I got a book from each author and got it signed, because honestly, why not? Like, you might as well while you're there. And you never know, you might find your new favourite book, which actually has kind of happened, because I got Phantom Hearts. This is by Rosie Talbot. It's a graphic novel illustrated by Sarah Maxwell. Now, going into this, I was going to get 16 Souls, which is Rosie Talbot's other duology, I think it is, that I'm really interested in reading. But as soon as she started talking about this, I was like, it's a graphic novel. It's paranormal. I just think I'm going to go with that. Especially because I'm awful at justifying buying graphic novels usually. And this time I just went, no, go for it, you know? So, yes, this is Phantom Hearts. This is, oh, it was just, before I start explaining to it, I'll show you. I've actually got there were some little freebies as well, which was really cute. I've got this bookmark. It's even got a QR code. I don't know if you can scan that, because actually this book hasn't actually come out yet. It comes out at the end of October, so I was like, I'm gonna grab it early then, since I can. So yeah, there's a little QR code that, I don't know, you might be able to scan. The sun's not helping, is it? And then these ones are, I believe are from 16 Souls. Got a little bookmark with these characters on it, and honestly I'm already invested in these characters. I want to read this like right now, but I don't own it, so I can't. But how cute is that? And then some little stickers of those characters. Should I do like a proper influencer thing? Don't know if it worked. So that is really cute. And then I have this signed and personalised, which is really cute. She has the most amazing handwriting. Honestly, I wish my handwriting looked like that. So yeah, this, I'll read the blurb out and then I'll kind of tell you a bit about it and my thoughts, because I gave this a 5 star. 5 stars. This says, now I believe this is how you say the names, we'll see. Malia's life is upended when a student bus crash kills her fellow classmates. Rebel and dropout Shepherd, volatile track star Russ, brainy Emil, and mysterious new girl Carolina. Malia's dad was driving and hounding journalists are reporting that he crashed on purpose. While her dad remains in a coma and unable to tell the truth, Malia sets about clearing his name with the help of her cute crush Keezy. But then the ghosts of the students start appearing. Wherever Malia goes, the restless spirits follow. Why do her classmates all have unfinished business? Secrets were out. And will Malia ever find the courage to tell Keezy how she feels? This is so cute. This is proper like found family, friendship. There's romance as well. I read a thing that said this was like Heartstopper / like a good girl's guide to murder. But I'm not sure. It is a bit of a murder mystery, but I'm not sure I would say this was like a good girl's guide to murder. I would say it was a sort of a mix of Heartstopper and Julie and the Phantoms, the Netflix show, if you've watched that. I have always wanted something else that had that vibe, and this is definitely it. I just love the paranormal. It's such a unique kind of magic, paranormal magic as well in here, because Malia can see them all because she's related to the accident, but she can also help other people see them. So lots of that unfinished business is saying goodbye to certain people, and they say like goodbye to family members and they find closure, and it's so cute. And I also absolutely loved the fact that the people that they then got to say goodbye to didn't question at all why they were like, oh, I thought you died or anything, or you're alive. They didn't question it at all. I loved that so much. They just sort of went, oh my god, and then said goodbye. Like there was no faffing around with being like, but you're meant to be dead, what the hell's going on? I really loved that. I felt like there was such a sense of everyone believing in ghosts and all of that stuff. It was really sweet. And there was a plot twist, which I guess kind of just before it happened. Oh, it was so good. So yeah, this is at 5 stars. Just go read it before spooky season ends. I mean, go and pre-order it. Go and buy it. Go and get it. Seriously. So good, especially if you've just watched Heartstopper season 3 and you're mourning, or not mourning, but you know, you're processing. This is a really good way of, I don't know, recovering. Now the next book I got was House of Hollow by Krystal Sutherland. I really, you know what was funny is that these authors, you don't know how they're gonna be when you hear them talk about their books and when you see them in real life, but they were actually surprisingly funny. And Krystal Sutherland just had this funny sort of sense of humour. Like, she was so witty. The way they talked about this book, and I've seen lots about it on TikTok and everything, but I've never been sure if I'll actually like it. But while I was there, I was like, you know what, we're going to go for it. She was there mainly talking about the invocations, but I couldn't really tell if this was part of a series and the invocations are the second book. But either way, I've read about this one and I thought, I'll try this one. The only thing I have that I'm worried about with this one is that there's gore. They talked about gore and how she writes it and everything, and I don't know if that's really for me. So if you've read this, please give me your advice on how gory it is, what I can prepare myself for, because that would be really helpful. But also I went, it's really short. I mean, I couldn't tell if it was just because I put it next to a really chunky book, but no, it is quite small, and the fonts are really nice size, and the chapters are a nice length, and I genuinely think I could devour this. And I'm really tempted to literally just start it now, but I'm not going to because I don't think I'm mentally ready yet. But anyway, this one's signed as well. It's so cute. And yeah, so this says, dark, dangerous things happen around the Hollow Sisters. Ever since they disappeared as children, only to reappear a month later with no memory of what had happened to them, odd, eerie occurrences follow in their wake. When Grey, the eldest, goes missing again, Iris and Vivi are left to figure out the mystery. But they aren't the only ones looking for her. As they brush against the supernatural, Iris realises that the world that returned them 10 years ago might be calling them back. But just how much horror lies beneath the surface? I just think it's really, really interesting. And honestly, the cover's so pretty, isn't it? I love it. Now, the last book I got, I think I was going to go to this event anyway, but then when the tickets came out and I actually went to book it, I was like, oh my god, I've literally currently reading a book by that author, and that was Ace of Spades. So I picked up Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Faridah Àbíké-Íyímídé, I think that's how you say her name, and mainly because she talked a lot about this and I'm really intrigued. If you've read Ace of Spades, you know that there are elements of that seem to also come up in here. So the sort of private school vibes, this is set at a boarding school. And she said this is very like Mean Girls. I can't remember the first thing she said, like Mean Girls with murder, I think she said. And then she said, oh, Mean Girls if it was gay. So, you know, I'm sold, really. She also sold me with the fact she said, if you've read Ace of Spades, you know that there's a cat called Bullshit. Well, in here, there's a guinea pig called Muffin. And she talked about how she had asked guinea pig experts, like she literally had someone where she just went to with all her questions. And they're actually mentioned in the acknowledgements at the end. So I'm really excited to read about this guinea pig called Muffin. It's going to be so cute. And yeah, this one's signed as well. And look how cute that is. The bird is saying hi. She's done a little smiley face as well. So cute. Honestly, another person that was just so funny when she was talking. I just didn't expect her to be. There's also an amazing map, which I didn't even see until after I bought the book, and I was like, well, now I'm glad I bought it, because my original plan, and I definitely said in my last video, that I was thinking of getting, when I was weighing up my options of which books I could get if I was going to do the signing, I was going to get, I believe it's called 4 Eids and a Funeral. I was really interested about that because it's a romance and it's also YA. I just love YA. But after hearing her talk about this, I was like, no, I'm going to go with this. We'll go with this and I'll pick up the other one another time probably. I honestly think one of my favourite things about this event though was that there was such a mixed range of ages. And I often find on Bookstagram that I feel like I'm too old to be reading young adult, which is stupid because I'm still technically a young adult. Like, I'm 21. That's still young adult. But I feel like there's so much pressure to read all of the like adult romances, and because I don't like the spice, it's really irritating, to be honest. So going to a YA event and finding such a range of like ages in the audience was so nice. And it made me feel a lot better about myself. And, you know, now I have 3, well, I've read one already, 2 solid young adult books to read that I'm really excited about. So, yeah, I might start, I am tempted to start House of Hollow, but please, I'm going to put this on Instagram as well. Let me know if you read it, what the gore is like. I'm sure I can skim over it, but, you know, am I mentally prepared for that yet? We'll see. I forgot to read out the blurb of this one, so I'm going to do it now and hopefully say the characters' names right. Said Hussein is the new girl at the prestigious Alfred Nobel Academy. She has no idea what to expect of her mysterious new boarding school, but she certainly didn't imagine her roommate Elizabeth to go missing on her first night, or for people to think Said had something to do with it. Suddenly, everyone is talking about Said, including the unholy trinity, the 3 most popular girls at school. and then a student is found dead. It's clear there's more to Alfred Noble Academy and its students that Sade could have imagined, but secrets lurk around every corner, secrets that rival even her own. Sounds mysterious. Sounds perfect for spooky season. Sorry, but I am going to keep talking. I also said I was going to the Rich Alwadi talk with Bob Mortimer, and that was actually, it was so funny. And to be honest, I literally am still kind of confused, but it's very confusing about his book. He seems to have literally written an entirely fictional world. He's created like this really complex fictional world where he has written it under a different name, as though he is someone else. And it was really interesting to hear him talk about it, actually, because he said he would never be able to write a book but like that, but the character that he has written as would. It's actually crazy, but it makes so much sense, and I understand that fully. So he has literally, it's not even that big, it's like this big, this book. I didn't get it. I'm not sure if I would read it. I genuinely am still coming to terms with what it's even about, but he has written this book. It's basically entirely fictional, but it doesn't feel fictional because I think the main character in this book is a playwright, and he has also written books of plays and poetry that you can also buy, that makes it look as though he's just done some amazing research and then written a book about some real guy. He hasn't. This guy is literally completely fictional from what I have been led to believe. And honestly, I'm envious of the amount of detail and thought that's gone into it. It's actually mad. And I think it sounds so interesting, especially because he talked a lot about Ibsen and Noel Coward, like playwrights, if you know about that stuff. You'll feel like this guy, he's called Howard Hughes, he really, really fits in. Like, you can imagine his name just being there with the greats, with Noel Coward, with Ibsen, with Tennessee Williams. Like, you can just see it. And I don't know, I just thought it was really cool, and it's definitely cool to hear him talk about it, and it was so funny. And yeah, that was great. I wish I filmed a little bit more of stuff, but I was also just enjoying it because it's such a nice atmosphere. It's so nice, and there's places to sit. It's just great. So yeah, I'll definitely be going for another explore. And also the Waterstones tent, it's so nostalgic to me. It's just so good to be able to go back, honestly, especially now I'm even more into reading than I have ever been. Hi, it's Friday and I'm going to another event today. I've also booked one for tomorrow, so I'm going to tell you about these two over the weekend. I'm not going to faff around, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing today. So today I'm going to the Renegade Books proof party. I'm excited about this because this is about books that aren't coming out for till next year, and I'm going to get copies of them, which is so exciting. I'm going to read what it says on their website. Also, I have like a little rainbow thing up there, and it's just sitting on my face right now. So this says, Renegade Books, Dialogue Books' new radical commercial imprint presents 3 exciting debuts. Grace Flahive. You know, I can't, oh god, actually I should have possibly googled. Anyway, I'm going to put it up here so you'll be able to read it yourself. Grace Flahive's Palm Meridian sees an end-of-life party in a Florida retirement resort. It's got quite a nice mix actually on here. Now I cannot say this person's name, and I'm not going to try because I'll just completely butcher it. But anyway, their book, Zofia Nowak's book of superior detecting, follows a mother's undercover search for her missing son. Sounds intriguing. And Rebecca Ferrier's The Saltbind weaves a historical fantasy of sirens and sea gods. That's the one I think I'm most intrigued by. I am so excited about that one. The event says it's sold out now, and I don't know why, but if it doesn't say sold out, I get worried I'm the only person going. Even though obviously that's not true, so I feel a lot better knowing that there were going to be other people there. Tomorrow's event I'm going to is called #BookTalk and Beyond with Harper Fire. So I booked this one like the other day because I got sent a 75% off discount code. So this event was like £2, which is so cool. Anyway, this one says, romantasy, enemies to lovers and queer representation, Harper Fire has a story for everyone. Discover the hottest voices of YA for 2025 with new and familiar faces as Rachel Greenlaw. She wrote Compass and Blade, which I still haven't read, but I'm really excited to read it. I'm just a sucker for like books set in Cornwall, and also especially books set on the Isles of Scilly. And although this is fantasy, Compass and Blade is fantasy, it is sort of based around the Isles of Scilly, this fictional world, and I'm really excited about that. Leanne, Egan and Salomey Doku introduces their YA debuts with Book Talk's Library of Calcifer. There's also a book signing after the event, so I'm gonna take my copy of Compass and Blade, and no, you can't see it, it's down here, and hopefully get that signed. I haven't read any of her books. I think Compass and Blade was one of the first ones, but I'm really excited because it's got a sequel coming out next year. I'm definitely gonna read that soon. Probably will be my first read of next year, because, you know, even though it's only October, it's like I've got all the spooky reads I want to read, and then there's all the Christmas reads, and then it's the end of the year, and then we start over in January where I have no clue what I'm doing and will probably basically read nothing for the first 4 months. It's great. But yeah, that's what I am doing this weekend. I was hoping to go to see Lauren Roberts, who wrote Powerless. I have not read Powerless. This event didn't even sell out as quickly as I expected it to, so honestly I should have just got tickets last week when I went, oh, I might go to that. But then I thought, oh, it's a week away, I'll wait. And then I checked the other day and it was sold out. So I missed my chance with that, but I am going to go to the box office later and just see if there's been any returns, because I think I might as well. And she's going to be signing the books as well. I do assume that there will be books that she will sign that will then just be put in Waterstones. So if I can't, on Monday I'm going to Waterstones and I'm going to have a look, because I think this is the only way I'm going to read Powerless. It's the only way that's going to persuade me to buy Powerless. I'm going to go have a wander in town before the event so that I'm there nice and early. I'm going to leave at like 12:45. Should get there around 1:30, then I have like 2 hours to vibe. And it'll be fun to just wander around the tents at the festival and just find somewhere to sit and somewhere to vibe, and I'll take my book with me. And also just to see if they've got any other like random signed books in the tents from other people who have been here over the last week. It's really sad to think that the festival will literally be over on Sunday and I haven't just been down as much as I said I would. I have quite a lot to show you since I last updated you. So I think the last time I sat here and updated you was Friday before I went out to my next event. So I can't fully remember what I told you, but I think I gave you the basic what was going on. So I think I'll just talk you through the books now. There are 9 books here. I tried to restrain myself, but this festival only happens once a year. I haven't been since I was a kid because I've always been at uni. So I would just went for it. So we'll start with the 3 books I got at my event on Friday, which was the proof party. So these 3 books are all proofs that don't come out until next year. So I am very excited about these. So the first book we have is Meridian by Grace Flahive. You just know from this whole video that I am so bad at saying people's names. I don't know. And it's gonna get worse. But anyway, this is Meridian. Now, we don't don't have synopsises on them, so I'm just going to tell you what it does say. But isn't this cute? And oh my god, the flop on these is amazing. I want more proofs, because if the flop is always like this, I want it. And it's made of like the papery stuff. Anyway, this says, a lesbian retirement resort, a long lost love, one last chance to change everything. What I got from hearing about this book is that this is set at a retirement home in the future. It was like, don't know if it says Florida 2062. And yeah, it sounds really interesting. It sounds quite different to what I usually read. I want to read all of these in a video so that I can give you more of my thoughts on them, since I don't know much about them yet. But this comes out in May 2025. And yeah, I'm really excited. I've got it signed, which is lovely. Yeah, I've got a lot of signed books to show you. It's exciting. Next we have Zofia Nowak's book of superior detecting. I believe that's how you say it. This is a mystery. I think I said earlier the basic of what it's about. That's kind of all I really know. But each of these authors did read out like the first chapter or so of it, so we've got the vibe of what the writing is going to be like, and this is definitely very different to what I usually read. You know, I like a murder mystery kind of. I don't think this is murder necessarily, but the writing in this is quite different, and I'm really intrigued. Again, it's nice and floppy, and we've got it signed, so it's very exciting. I just love hearing authors talk about their own books, because you know, they're so enthusiastic, and this was a really fun event. So yeah, this comes out in June 2025. It's a long time, so I feel really lucky to have these copies. Now, I'll admit this one is the one I am most excited about, and this is the one I went in most excited about, because it's about like sirens and witches. It's like fantasy, whereas the other two are very different genres. This is more of what I would read. But if you kind of know me from like Instagram or in person or whatever, you know I love books set in Cornwall. Well, I didn't know that this would be set in Cornwall until I was sat and the author was telling us about it. This is The Saltbind by Rebecca Ferrier. Also, this cover, I know it's just the proof cover, but it's so nice. It's so nice. So yeah, she said it's set in Cornwall, which first of all was really exciting for me. But then she said the specifics. This is set in Port Scaffo, which is a little village on the south coast of Cornwall, which is where I go on holiday every single year. Literally since I was born, I have been going to this area around Port Scaffo. So it's a very special place to me. And I got so excited when she said this and she read the first chapter. I'm so sold on this book. It's just amazing. And when I went to the signing, I sort of said that I told her how excited I was about it, and she says, I think the geography in this is going to be really good. I am such a sucker for geography that is accurate, that hasn't been made up. And this is set in like the 1700s, so it's going to be different, but I think it's going to be quite accurate, because she said that I will know a lot of like it's based on a lot of the landscape around Port Scaffo, so I'll probably know. And so at the signing, so I got it signed there, and it says set in our favourite place, and I just think that is so lovely. Oh, I love it. I'm just so excited about this. So on here it says the Saltbind, beware a sea god's bargain, beware a witch's grief. And it says on the back, discover a world of forgotten sirens, sea gods, and the alchemy of the old ways. I'm so excited. How many times am I going to say that? This doesn't come out until September 2025. That is like a whole year. And I can't wait to see like the official cover come out and everything and see it. I'm hoping that the official copy when it comes out will have a map. I'm honestly so excited, and I do not want to wait too long to read this. This is probably going to be in my priorities for the beginning of the year. Once we've got the Halloween and the Christmas books out of the way, this is going to be one of my priorities. We'll see, that will probably change. But for now, I really, really want to get to this really soon. If I keep on that like Cornish theme of books, I'll move on to the next books I have from the event I went to on Saturday, where it was the Harper Fire's book talk, And the author I mainly went to see was Rachel Greenlaw, the author of Compass and Blade. This is my copy I got when it came out. I haven't read it. I really want to. I did start it. It was the wrong time and I just moved very quickly on to like my autumnal books. I haven't read this, but I'm really, really intrigued. This is fantasy. It's based off the Isles of Scilly. Rachel Greenlaw, the author of this book, lives there, and she wrote this book based off it. And it has a lovely map. It's got a very interesting map. I think makes more sense once you actually read the book. Got it signed there. And she wrote, "As we go into the tide," because the next book in this series is called Shadow and Tide, I believe. Yes, it's a trilogy, but yeah, the next one comes out at the beginning of January, I believe. Something like that, next year. I'll read you a little bit about this just to get you intrigued. This says, "Mira is a wrecker, one of the 7 chosen to swim out and plunder the wrecked ships beyond the Isle of Rosie. The waves sing to her soul, the call of the sea beckoning her into deeper waters. But Rosie needs her, and she could never abandon her home, until one evening when lightning splits the sky and the watch descend, taking Mira's father away." Definitely go and check this out. Also, I just love the cover. I love the cover. Keeping on the Compass and Blade theme still, there was actually a little bit of a like party after this event. We did the signing and then they had free drinks. I got a little biscuit, which was nice. They also had free books, which is very cool. And I picked up both of them, but the main one was actually a proof of Shadow and Tide. And sorry, but look at this cover. I love it. And it's floppy. Yay! I'm really, really excited about this. February 2025. Just to have this already, even though I'm probably not... Compass and Blade is going on my list with the Saltbind. It's going to be read at the beginning of next year. It means I can just move straight on to this. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, I could not believe this was just there. This says, "I reached for the bargain mark etched into my skin. The compass shot through with a blade. Under the full moon it blazes luminously, reminding me of my promise for vengeance." I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the first book yet, but I'm really excited. Now, I did book this event because of Rachel Greenlaw, but I also went in going, I hope the other authors don't manage to sell me their books by talking about them. And they did. Of course they did. And so I have 2 more books because the other 2 authors they just sounded so good. And, you know, they do sell it to you because they just talk so great about their books. This is a graphic novel. It's called Brielle and Bear by Salomey Doku. I think that's how you say her name. And oh, it's so cute. It's fully in colour. Amazing. I am so excited about this. I just think this sounds so cute. It's basically, she talked about how it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, basically, set in a magical sort of fairy tale school. So this says, "First year student Brielle, a daydreamy book lover, knows everything there is to know about fairy tales. Returning to the city of Rosebridge 4 years after moving away, she attends Once Upon a Time University with the intention of living out her fairy tale dream. When Brielle meets Bear, shy vice captain of the Prince's rugby team, at the bookshop where she works, I can't talk, Brielle's dream is off to a good start. Determined to forget the past and with an unexpected new relationship blossoming, Brielle feels she's finally living the dream. That is, until she discovers that she's not the only one hiding something." And I've got this signed as well. She wrote, "Hope you love, hope you," with a little heart. How cute is that? Yeah, this just sounds amazing. Especially because literally the first page is this. Autumn! I can't wait to read this. I almost just binged read it yesterday, like how last week I just binge read Phantom Hearts, but I was like, actually no, I'm savouring this. I'm gonna get through the books that I'm actually currently reading. Don't start anything else. We're gonna savour this. I've just realised all the kids are starting to come out of school and they're getting to the point where they're passing my house. That's fun. So yeah, this just sounds so cute. And I love graphic novels so much, and I can justify it when I'm going to meet the author and get it signed and everything. And the next book is Loverbirds by Leanne Egan. And this book sounds exactly like the books that got me back into reading. You know, it's like the books that got me back into reading, like Heartstopper. What else? Like YA. I mean, Red, White and Royal Blue, but that wasn't YA. That was very different. Just the YA, like, romances, queer romances particularly, mainly because I read so much fan fiction, and when I discovered that I could read actual real physical books that kind of were also, like, I don't think I fully realised how many, like, queer romances there were out in the world. That's why I read fan fiction, and then I realised that is what I like reading the most. This is a YA queer romance, and it just, the way that they talked about it, I just think this is going to be so good. I'll read you the back, but I just think it's gonna, I don't even know what else to say. I just think this is going to be really good, and this is going to speak to me so much in the kind of books that I love. So yeah, this says, when Isabel Williams moves to Liverpool, she criticises seemingly everything in Eloise Burns' life. Her city, her accent, her trademark boldness. So if, when she catches Isabel staring, Eloise feels her pulse race, it must be because they hate each other. It surely couldn't be for any other reason, could it? They also talked about how this, it's very, like, Pride and Prejudice, which I love. I love Pride and Prejudice, so yeah, this is so exciting, and I can't wait to read this. How cute is that? It's just been so nice. Most of these books have not been on my TBR, have not been known to me, and like, yeah, they're new. Getting new books on my radar has been so nice, and I probably wouldn't have picked up a lot of these books if I hadn't seen the authors talking about them. It's just been really nice. And so one of the other free books was actually this. This is just a book of all of Harper Fire's upcoming books, and it has like a chapter from each in it, and it has this little table of contents which has it's split into romancy, dark academia, thriller, contemporary romance, and then there's an exclusive sneak peek. We did get some really exciting sneak peeks of some of these books just during this event, which was so cool because they announced like a exclusive 10-year anniversary edition of Nick and Charlie, which looks so pretty. That was really exciting. But also there's a book in here called Queen of Faces by Petra Lord. It literally, the way they were selling it sounds amazing. It doesn't come out until January 2026, but oh my god, go and like see if you can find anything about it that has been posted, because it sounds amazing. And there is an exclusive sneak peek chapter of it in here. There's even some lovely pictures of some of their published books in the back. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm excited to sort of like have a look at what's going on, but also wait for ages for it all to come off. The lighting does not like that orange. Because I haven't already been talking for like 15 minutes and showing you books. If you're still here, thanks. Today, I mean, through all of this, I managed to fill up my Waterstones Plus card, so I had the free £10 on, which was really exciting. And I thought, well, today I went into town, I went to look for Powerless because Lauren Roberts was here yesterday, and I wanted to see if there were any signed copies that had been shoved in the shops. I checked all the shops. There was literally not a copy of Powerless in sight. I saw about one today, which is madness, but to be expected really. What did I expect? So yeah, I didn't manage to get that. But because I was there, I was like, I'm gonna spend my £10, and I always spend my £10 on a graphic novel, because graphic novels are more expensive, and I like to treat myself. And I also don't like to think that there's just a bit of money sat on the card. So if I'm gonna buy something with that £10, I want it to cost at least £10. So I got this new graphic novel that I saw adverts for recently that just sounds amazing. It's called I Shall Never Fall in Love by Harry Connor. It's all in colour. It's Regency. I think this is going to be amazing. Alice Oseman on the front said, I'm obsessed with this book. I'm so excited. It's also so heavy. But yeah, adding to my collection of graphic novels, I just love them. I love them so much, and this is really cool. This says on it, it's 1818, 3 friends are coming of age, it's not going to plan. To be a perfect lady, you have to fall in love with a man. So why is Eleanor finding that so hard? Her cousin Charlotte should be looking for a practical match, not following her heart. And her best friend George is supposed to have grown out of wearing men's clothes, and they're definitely not supposed to like Eleanor like that. That is the haul and the video. I did a lot of like book shopping today, just looking around, mainly hunting for Powerless and just having a look at the other signed copies. I mean, there was some really funny ones, like there are so many Boris Johnson autobiographies out there. It is mad, and he was here last week, so yeah, that's why. But there was some Rick Astley, which was really funny because he hadn't even like opened the book to sign them. He just had signed the like edges. He'd literally signed like along here, which I thought was hilarious, to be honest. It's been a great week, and I already miss just being able to walk around the tents and all of the bookish stuff and everything. But I'm glad that I filmed it. I think this video is going to be quite long now, and I'm going to get annoyed at myself for it. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go now. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Fairy Tales, and I'll see you next time. I have no idea what I'm going to do next, but I've been so focused on this video and I'm very excited, and yeah.